Hello, everybody. Hello. We have a very special show today. This is the beginning of our new season. And so I brought my granddaughter today with me. And she has to be introduced first because she doesn't want to just be here without being introduced. And her baby is here. So Nas, say hi to all the people, Nas. And
Hola!
There you go, Nas.
If you should awaken, I will be there when you wake from your lovely
So we're going to work today to start off the new season of the show. When I first got this, I got this because I wanted to decorate the stage, but my grandbaby really enjoyed it, and so she became enthralled with it. So you can put it down now so they can see you, because she's going to be here and we're going to be discussing the creation of mankind. This is a very important chapter and it's upside down. So we're going to be discussing the creation of mankind, huh, now? It's very important, and we're drinking intergalactic water that we serve from the canisters there, right, Nas? Here, Nas. Welcome to the show, Nas. Say hi to everybody. And so, Nas, what I wanted you to see was, guess what else I bought? I bought a big one. You want to see it? Okay, here it is, Nas. Right here. Here it is. Here's the cube for you to see. How you like this one, Nas? I bought that one for you to see. Yes, I knew she would like that. That's why I got it. So anyway, welcome to our show. I try not to touch it too much because we don't want it to fall. And it's going to start moving and everything. See, I'm trying to get her interested in intergalactic stuff. And this is the kind of thing that makes Einstein's and Plato's and things. It's the imagination. But don't get stuck on it now. You got to step back and watch it, because as soon as you step back, it's going to... Well, actually... Okay, good. See, the people want to see you too. Okay, so how you like it? How you like it? Okay, so now this chapter is the chapter of making of mankind. So, did you know how they made mankind? I didn't know how they made mankind. So basically, I did a lot of studying and I found this out. Now you're going to hear a lot of different stories about the creation of mankind. She's not supposed to be here. Anyway, so you're going to hear a lot of stories about the creation of mankind, and what you're going to do is you're going to put them all together and decide which one you like the best. Your mommy's going to tell you a story, your grandmommy's going to tell you a story, and then I'm going to tell you a story. Is that okay? So then you listen to the different stories and see which ones you like best, okay? Okay, Nas? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, in this story, they're gonna make Adam.
Wednesday, Adam.
Not Wednesday Adam. This is Adam like Adam in the Garden of Eden Adam. You know, okay? So this is what the chapter is about in the beginning of our new season. She's going to be my guest host. She's not saying much right now, but I guarantee you a couple of months into this, she's going to know everything, and she's going to be talking to you, telling everybody what's really going on. Huh, Nas? Okay, that's good. And she's promised some ice cream if she does the show. So, and her baby's trying to hide behind her, but I don't blame the baby because the baby's kind of shy. But anyway, this is where the book gets very, very serious. This is where the IGG, we left off with the IGG's movement of civil rights. Now, once the IGG, look how pretty it got, Nas, look. See, it's changing all kinds of different, anyway. So you can go look at it while I explain to the people about, yeah, okay. So now, the Ajiji are no longer working with the Anunnaki. So the Anunnaki needed to create their own brand new workforce from a chosen hominid. Now, be very clear. This is something that no beings of any kind and anywhere are supposed to be doing. You are not supposed, only the creator of the universe, just try not to hit it, okay? Only the creator of the universe is supposed to make beings, not beings making beings. Ultimately, you're going to find out that that's why there was a flood to destroy, because Yahweh, who was a brother of the creator of the universe, decided that this wasn't supposed to happen in the first place. So he was basically working under the will of the creator of the universe by saying, hey, we got to get rid of all this creation we made because we're not doing anything but mistreating them anyway. So now, what happened was they started making people and they wasn't supposed to make people. Only God is supposed to make people. People don't make people. So these people started making people. Now, the problem with making people is your natural tendency is to pretend or believe that you own the people that you made since you made them. It's just a natural tendency. So basically, this is what happened, and this is how we came to be. So like I said, you're going to hear a lot of different stories about the creation of mankind. This is just one. When you get older, fireworks. They're gone. When you get older, you will hear more stories. So tell me about your dolly. What's her name? Lala. Who named her Lala? You did?
Lolo.
That's Lolo. You named your baby Lolo and thought it was Lala. Hi, Lolo.
It's Lala.
Hi, Lolo. She named the baby Lolo.
No, I named it Lala.
Okay, that's Lala. But she could be named Lala Lolo. Spell it to me if you want
Just
to.
Lala.
I'm just glad you're here, because I told people, see, my book, it had really gotten so serious. And I wanted something that my grandbaby, I envisioned her taking this book to school with her in maybe the 3rd or 4th grade and introducing it to her class and telling everybody in the class how great her granddaddy is. So I didn't want all the chapters to be boring and scientific.
You're not my dad.
Huh? Well, I said your grandpappy. I'm your grandpappy. Your dad is my son. So anyway, so So I wanted to put a couple of chapters in the book just for her. The book is nonfiction, but as you probably have already imagined, that one chapter about the angel hive, I wrote that one for her. Because there really wasn't an angel hive. I made it up. But I made it up for her so she could have something interesting to show her third grade students if she wants to. You gonna show my book to your third grade?
I'm not in third grade.
But when you get in third grade, you're gonna show it to them?
No.
Huh? You gonna please? Can you show them the book? Act like you're proud of me. Oh, she's proud of me.
Give me 2.
2 books? If I give you 2 books, you're gonna take them to school and show them to your teacher?
No, I'm gonna give 1 to the school and I'm gonna keep 1.
You gonna keep a book for yourself? Oh, good, Nas. Thank you, Nas. Here's the one you can have for yourself.
I need 2.
Huh?
I need 2. It's making me dirty!
Oh. No, it's not. But anyway, no, it's not. But anyway, I'm gonna save this for you, and then you're gonna take it to your third grade class when you get there, and you're gonna tell them how great your grandpappy is. Kay? Kay? You want some ice cream, right? Okay. So anyway, on with the chapter. The creation of mankind. When you come back, we're going to say goodbye to Nas, and she's going to go have ice cream, and Nas is going to say, thank you guys for having me. We'll be right back.
Chapter 24, The Creation of Man.
The wars against the Ajiji finally seemed to end, though many Ajiji survived as they fled into the forest and woods. Anu, or Apsu, as they called him, was god of the sky, the primordial father, and his son Enlil was council warrior, and would ultimately become the biblical god of Abraham. Nugi was a canal controller, and Enki was minister of science and lord god of water. The Elohims had completed the excavation of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Yet Anu grew frustrated by the slow progress of the mining operation. For 1 year, all work was done by the Anunnaki. 1 Anunnaki year was the equivalent of 3,600 Earth years. The difference in the time on Earth Station Number 1 allowed much to be accomplished in an Anunnaki's lifetime. When operations began on Earth, the plan was to dredge gold out of the seas around what is now known as the Persian Gulf. The yield was very low, and it was discovered that much more gold was to be had if they mined the gold in the earth within a continent that would one day be called Africa, around a place that would one day be called Nubia. Many machines were available to the Anunnaki. However, most of the machines were designed to demolish and construct on large scales. This operation required the subtleties of digging, then recognizing, then extracting, which required more hands than machines. The work was too hard, and for now, the Ajiji were no longer part of the operation. Anu, the father of Elohims, agreed that the work was too great and the shipments of gold to the mother planet was all too slow. However, to postpone operation was completely out of the question. The gold particles were much too important to save the atmosphere on Nibiru. Not for shine or glamour, nor for barter or wealth was the gold needed, but rather to repair the tears that allowed radiation to poison the planet's atmosphere. The particles of gold dust was an amazing remedy for the reconstitution of the atmosphere. At this time, the Anunnaki were in great need of assistance. They then attempted to gain an intergalactic agreement for a workforce of angels. These angels were already working as escorts and soldiers in the Anunnaki's armies, and God could not spare them for this purpose. At this point, I would like to abruptly introduce the one who is arguably the most important being that ever stepped foot on Earth's soil. So extraordinary is this individual that it would serve us more if we waited to render a proper introduction. Let it suffice to say that Earth and its inhabitants would never have evolved such as they did without him, and his name is Hermes, the thrice great, or Mercury of the Greek, or Thoth, the Atlantean. Enki had become good friends with Hermes from Atlantis, the hidden civilization that shared the planet with the Anunnaki on Earth. He also knew that Hermes had much interest in the field of medicine and science, so Hermes was then summoned. When he arrived, Enki was excited to see him as he shouted out his name. Hermes then ran up and gave Enki a big hug. "Thanks for inviting me," said Hermes. Enki, who was in much anticipation of Hermes' arrival, said,
Thank you for coming. How was your trip? Pleasant, I hope.
Oh, yes. On that new ship you sent? It was indeed. And oh, by the way, can you call me Thoth? Back home, they call my father Thoth me now instead of Zeus, so I would like to be called Young Thoth, after my father, if you don't mind, sir.
Enki said,
What the hell, young Thoth?
and he immediately began to bring Thoth up to speed. Thoth could not believe what he was hearing. The creation of another being was far beyond the realm of his imagination.
Why don't you just make robots instead?
Asked Thoth.
You wouldn't have to feed them.
Enki responded by saying,
This way, we can treat the created ones like we are their masters, and they are slaves.
The concept of slavery was completely foreign to Thoth, and he wondered exactly how it would all work.
How would you make them do the work for you?
Asked Thoth. Enki responded by suggesting that an ultimatum would be given.
They shall live in great fear of us. The choice of doing the work or returning to that from whence they came. If the created ones have any desire to exist at all, they would not want to return to a place they know nothing about. And there is nothing to be known about it. To be or not to be will be their quandary,
said Enki.
Exist or exist not, self-preservation shall be their motivation,
said Enki in a very aggressive voice. They would immediately begin to create a workforce from a choice hominid. Homo erectus were what they had been experimenting with for years and were not quite ready. However, they were completely running out of time to make use of them. Enki was a brilliant geneticist and had been looking for a superior race of hominid, able to cover all the unmet needs of the Anunnaki. He then introduced Thoth to the fascinating world of deoxyribonucleic acid. They would then find a non-broken strand of hair from a hominid that still contained a follicle. He taught Thoth how to interpret the cellular material, breaking it down into its smallest parts. Thoth was a whiz at this. It was as if he had found his ultimate calling. Enki continued to teach and identify the meaning of each part of their differences.
I shall create a primitive workforce,
said Enki. Marduk, who was a son of Enki, was in charge of all operations pertaining to the matters upon earth. He knew that his father was just the man to fulfill their needs. And Lil immediately objected to the entire notion of the creation, insisting that they realized that Nibiru was long past the days where slaves were used. With great anger, Enlil shouted,
In the rules of planets, it is forbidden to create beings. We shall never create new species. If we do, we shall truly deserve divine retribution. The wrath of the true God in heaven,
said Enlil.
The ape man is in his fashioning essence,
And we're only speeding him past millions of years of heartache and pain by advancing him on his way to immortality,
said Anki. It will be an immoral immortality if you take that which the Creator made free and deny him of his destiny, said Thoth to Enlil. The two would go back and forth for days on end until it was decided to take the matter to Anu and his council back on Nibiru, each being heard one after the other. The council reached a decision not based on the needs of morality, but rather the needs of the planet, and Anki's proposal was ratified.
gold must be obtained. Let the beings be fashioned, forsaking the rule of planetary journey.
They created combinations of their own genome and genomes of Erectus with other creatures. Creatures such as Centaur, Griffin, Cyclops, Minotaur. The genetic experiments that were considered, the Griffin, the Centaur, the Minotaur, and the Cyclops, and the mermaids failed miserably. They would then gather cells, then splice and combine them, resulting in the fusion of two haploid gametes. They would then place them into a fertilized ovum. The union of the two would then form zygotes, from which implantation would hopefully result in an offspring. Anki would take the DNA from an Anunnaki, affixed by way of microbiogenetics to an android bearing the calculated balance of necessary material. The first babies born of Erectus woman lacked vision and hand dexterity, or internal functioning. To circumvent this defect, Ninma, whose pyramid text symbol is an umbilical cutter, created the next zygotes in a veil of copper and African clay, instead of the traditional glass test tube. This offspring resulted in a humanoid that had no ability to speak. They then took the male essence from an Anunnaki, combining it with a previously created female Earth human. Anki and Thoth then placed this into the womb of Ninma, and there was a conception. Ninma gave birth to a male child. Anki then held the boy in his hands. The image of perfection was he. He slapped the newborn on his hindparts. The newborn then uttered the proper sounds. He then handed the newborn to Ninma. Her hands and feet have made it victoriously, she shouted in great celebration. Thoth and Enki together would cry and hug one another with great feelings of fatherhood. Adamu was now the mold for the great creation that did in fact somewhat bear the appearance of his Anunnaki father, Enki. Though Thoth insisted that the boy looked more like him than any other. Ninma sent messages to Sharupa, stating that they would need several maidens to volunteer their wombs to make more offspring of Adamu. All the maidens' volunteers swore they would love and support the newborn babies they would bear. In the 7 vessels of clay, ninmouse ovals, zygotes were fertilized by both Thoth and Enki and the life essence of Adamu. These ovals consisted of a drop of blood from Adamu, plus the life essence of his seed and Earth's clay.
Unity of the two essence, heaven and earth shall bind.
Then into the wombs of the birth-giving heroines the fertilized ovals were inserted. One morning, near the time of summer, Adam, one of the near-perfect offspring, was gently awakened. He was told that he would be going on the most amazing journey of his life. As he tried to discover the destination of his journey, he was told that he need not inquire. This would be a completely new adventure. The adventure of a lifetime to a place where a multitude of people were waiting just to meet him. Adam and a delegation arrived at a near spaceport where he was being prepared for a journey to the mother planet Nibiru. This is one of the most amazing factoids in this entire novel. Adam, who was thought to be the first man on Earth, was also the first human from Earth to travel to another planet more than 100,000 years before Neil Armstrong traveled to the moon. Adam was being summoned to Nibiru to be presented to Anu. Before leaving Earth, Enki gave to Thoth a tablet. This tablet contained the written account of the creation of Adam and his spirit from Enki's own life force. They then suggested that Adam not eat or drink food from Nibiru. Some worried that if so, he and his descendants' lives would be based upon the Nibiru Shar cycle of the 100-year equaling the 3600 Earth years cycle. The mission was a short travel, as the planet Nibiru was becoming ever so close to Earth Station number 1. Adam was well received by all he had met on his trip, as the medical community of the Anunnaki on Earth saw him as a most impressive accomplishment. Upon leaving, Adam was given the life essence of sheep, from which domesticated cattle might be raised, as well as an assortment of seedlings from which many grains might be grown.
Okay, everybody, we're back. Now, that's what happened, and that's how we came to be. Thank you for coming. Please subscribe to the show. Nas is on her way someplace else. But she did leave me with her baby girl. So
You dropped the key.
she did. Okay, that's a good key. She left me with Lolo. So come on now,
It's
say
not
goodbye.
Lolo.
Say goodbye to my audience and tell everybody to subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe and push the like button.
Whoa, yeah, Nas. How you know about the like button part?
I watch YouTube.
Okay, she used me.
Hello, my love. How were your dreams? And if maybe you dreamt of me, like every night I hold my pillow tight and I think of you. Before you know, you seem so long ago. When I had you close to me, and my world was close to you.
and push the like button.